I did a thing, and that thing was buying a motorcycle. Why, you might ask? Why not? Alright, this thing's sick. This is a 2024 Triumph Scrambler. This is the 1200X. I am a gentleman of short stature, and although the XE is a bit more souped up, higher suspension, better brake, stuff like that, my feet don't come anywhere close to touching the ground on that bike. This is significantly shorter, and it has the same exact engine, and I think it looks sick. So you might ask, why am I showing you this today? And because, like anyone who's terrible with their money, this is brand new, 70 miles on it, and I'm going to be messing with it a little bit. Nothing internal really, just all aesthetic stuff. First off, this dongle right here has got to go. I have a tail tidy that tucks this right up here. I also have an aftermarket brake light that attaches these dongles to the side of it so that I can tuck all that here. What I'd really like to do is remove this right here. Now that might make it a lot harder to maneuver, but I think this looks really silly. And then last thing, the least kind of involved, is I have bar end mirrors, because I think these bug-eye little mirrors right here just don't do the bike justice. Now the big thing that I see everyone do, and my biggest pet peeve aesthetically about this bike, is the exhaust. Now unfortunately, in the 2024 models and newer, Triumph put the catalytic converters in the exhaust. So I would love to straight pipe these. There's some really cool aftermarket slash cut exhausts, but with that would mean deleting the cat, and I'm not going to delete the cat and put it on YouTube. What I think I'm going to do is, in the 2023 and earlier models, it's the same exact engine, the exhaust, the catalytic converters are right here. With that, might it void the warranty? Might I have to go get it tuned? Yes, but I think it's worth it because those slash cut exhausts are just so cool looking. If you guys help this video blow up, I will go ahead and convince my wife to let me get the exhaust, pay for the tuning, and all that whole rigmarole. So let's get right into it. First thing we're gonna do, just because it's the easiest, start off on a win, are these mirrors here. I think the brake light stuff might be a little bit of pain. Now all of these are gonna be metric, but first things first, just to remove this, which way is loose? Come on. That is not loosening in the slightest. Yeah, there it goes. All right, it's on there tight, that's for sure. Oh no, those washers and Loctite were doing their job. That thing was on there snug. And what it leaves you here with is just this kind of empty hole, which, I mean, is what it is for right now. Let's do the other one. Now, already without those mirrors, I think this bike looks so much more sick, but I don't want to die, so I do need mirrors, which is why I'm going to be putting on these bar end mirrors. And these are the mirrors that I'm going to be putting on. So these are CRG, the hindsight LS for lane splitter, because they fold in. They're supposed to fold in. They fold in like that. These are technically too small for this handle. They're 7/8 if I'm not mistaken, and these are like an inch bar, so they are just a little bit on the small side. But on a bobber, I really like those low, let's just do it like that, those low mirrors. I think they look sick, but with my hand placement, I just can't see it. So we're going to be doing them up high. While I do think they kind of look sick, the really low hanging ones, I think this is actually going to work better. It's going to be a whole lot safer. It's going to make my wife a whole lot happier. So as I was messing around with this, these are just little kind of covers right here. And these unscrew. What you're left with is this right here. The CRG mirrors, again, this is a 2024 Triumph Scrambler 1200X. So check your motorcycle before you take my advice. These fit just barely over. I'm going to show you exactly. This is just a little plastic thing right here. Now the cool thing about these CRG mirrors, and I'll show you up close, is that there's a little screw here. So these are a solid metal construction, And if this glass ever scratches or breaks, you can just order the glass. You just unscrew it right there, pop out the lens, and put in a new one. And I think that's pretty cool. So this very snugly just kind of pops in right there, and it is a tight fit. You do have to squeeze it just a little. I want these to sit right here. Before I set anything down, I'm just gonna throw a leg over. Those are not anywhere close. That's not going anywhere. And I'll ride with these a little bit, see if they loosen up at all. And if so, I can just throw some Loctite on there. The part I'm more concerned about actually falling off is this nut here. Now this is, I don't even know if this is metal. This might just be a plastic nut. Maybe it is aluminum. It does kind of fit back on. It doesn't thread nearly as much as it was able to originally. But honestly, that looks pretty damn clean, dude. Let's do that one more time. And there you have it. In 5 minutes, these mirrors are installed. And I will not be lane splitting as it's not legal in Connecticut, and my wife would also kill me. If you do, these won't get smashed off like other barn mirrors that stick out like that. Now, one thing I would like to say over here as you're undoing your right-hand mirror, keep in mind not to unscrew your brake line, because if I'm not mistaken, it is the same. Oh, actually, no, it's not a socket. I guess I'm an idiot. I guess you need a wrench to do that. That's good. That's smart. They thought about idiots like me. So let's move on to the tail tidy. Start taking a look at that. Now to start off with, let's remove this. And I think we have to remove this bottom part first. Those two nuts right there. Now this is a British bike, so all this stuff is metric, I believe. Meh. Cool. Now that I did all that, looks like I didn't have to do any of that. Maybe I did to take this off. Alright, let's see. For some reason, they, like every other bolt, is a hex nut, and then like a hex and a hex. Oh, look at that. And now we have access to all that. Still more to do. This is taking too long. These nuts are holding on this light here, so I gotta keep these for sure. To get these neck screws, I have to move this piece of plastic. Looks like there's 3 bolts here. Alright, so those bolts are removed. What is this attached to? Oh, yep, that's the USB. That's where the USB is plugged in. I'm going to leave that there. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's these bolts that need to be removed. So let's do that. So now the only thing holding this on, 2 bolts right here. Let's see if I can remove this. Okay. And this is how these are held on. And I'm gonna do those last 2 bolts. And this whole thing, bottom plastic piece, and the fender should disconnect, and then I can just remove this stupid dongle here. So here's the issue I'm running into. The issue is these mounting screws right here are attached permanently into this. Now I'm gonna, probably should have done this beforehand, I'm gonna look up an install video for the tail tidy that I got and see, because what I might be doing is actually just cutting this back. Might be the move, but let me take a look. Alright, so I do have to cut this right here. So I need these screws. I don't want these. So I need to cut straight line, and keeping this will also allow the wiring and stuff to stay dry, because without this splash guard, then it's just directly under here. So let's remove that, and I just want to double check that stuff right here. I'm gonna go cut this off screen because my garage is a mess, and I want you guys to see that. So I just used my bandsaw to cut this. I really need to clean up my garage, especially because it's gonna be getting colder out. I'm gonna be doing a lot of work in there. But I just cut this on the bandsaw, and I believe that is perfect. Look at that. That looks so much cooler. What I'm gonna do right now, and I might regret this, I'm actually going to go ahead and do I remove this, guys? I really want to remove this last bar right here, purely for aesthetics. I don't think it actually is any function. I mean, I know it's, you can like hold on to it and you can attach bags to it, but I have no intention of attaching any luggage to this bike. So let me know in the comments below, and maybe at the same time we install the exhaust, we can take this bar off to really finish the aesthetics. Screw it, we're taking it off right now. Oh, come on. Like that, I guess. That should slip right off. Look at that. Now I'm going to thread all these bolts back in here to keep track of them. So that back grab handle is off, and it already looks more like a scrambler. Obviously this is gonna stick out. But next, we're gonna remove this brake light. The aftermarket brake light we have allows the blinkers to be attached onto it. And this thing's really bulbous. I don't know, it looks, I mean, it just looks a little bulbous. I know it's supposed to look retro, but yeah, I'm not sure this brake light goes. Well, listen, that turned out to be a much bigger pain in the butt than I thought it was going to. So I guess this is the standard Euro version tail light. I just followed the Triumph schematics. I'm gonna turn the bike on and we're gonna see left, right. Let's see, does the brake light get brighter? Oh, that's the clutch, haha. Yep, brake light gets brighter. All right, well, I rewired that correctly, I guess. Time to assemble it all back together. All right, guys, the last 2 bolts in here. This actually looks pretty slick. If you don't like these big blinkers, then, I mean, you're not gonna like it. And these, I think, match the bike really well. Help if I actually had the bolt in the threads, which are about as tight as I can get them. Final step of reassembly, other than putting the seat back on. I don't really think that counts, though. And Triumph actually gave you a little pocket right here. It is not waterproof, so that's not great. And there is a difference in these bolts, so be aware. The 2 down here are the same. That top one is a different bolt. Whew! Boom! That is back together. I just need to admire it for a sec before I show you guys. That looks sick. Alright guys, well there you have it. What should have been a very relatively easy and quick install ended up taking me about 2-3 hours. Who's surprised by me not knowing what I'm supposed to be doing? But the tail tidy is installed, the bar and mirrors are installed, this back grab handle is removed, as well as that little plastic fender sticking out past the wheel. I'm really happy with how it looks. Well, I thought I was going to be making this video in 2 parts, but instead I'm condensing it down into 1. So we have the total Triumph slash cut exhaust here. Now, there was a few things that we had to do, and we had to do it off camera because it was just way too complicated. Long story short, in the 24 models, the catalytic converter is actually in the muffler. So I had to track down a 23 exhaust. That has the catalytic converter right behind this shield here, and with that I had to get a 23 slash cut exhaust, and I had to take it in to get tuned, retuned for it to work well. But I really love these slash cut pipes. I think they sound sick and they look sick, but I did not want to get a massive fine for deleting the catalytic converter. So this is what they look like, and I'm really happy with them. What we're gonna do now, and which I hadn't talked about originally, is the blinkers. So these blinkers, they really don't look too bad. I'm actually really not upset with them, but they do look a little goofy, especially here on this tail. I didn't think they looked too bad, and again, they don't really look too bad, but they just stick out, and everything else about this bike is kind of really sleek and slimmed down. I picked up some Rogue motorcycle blinkers. They're just really small, nubbin, super bright, still super visible, but I think they're just going to clean up this look just ever so much more. We're going to be doing these back blinkers first, simply because I had this thing apart a week ago and I think I remember how to do it. So here's the blinker. It is very low profile, and it should clean this look up very well. Let's take these apart once more. I had high hopes. I guess I have to take this off again. Oh, goodness gracious. That didn't go quite as planned. Little latch right here. This pops off, that stays there. You just attach the one bolt holding this on. Now this is the crazy part right here. I didn't show this last time, but I had to bore out this hole larger because this fender delete assumes a blinker delete, or at least relocation. So these holes were not large enough to fit all these wires through, which you can see there's a lot. So I'm not exactly sure where I stopped filming yesterday, but I ran into a bit of an issue. It's not on Rogue Motorcycles where I ordered this from. It's on me because I fudged some things because I like these lights, and they looked like they'd fit. So on the website, they specifically did not say it would work for the 1200 XE. Now, I'm not sure if you guys can see. So on this one, it's countersunk here. You screw in from the outside in. Now, the way the OEM lights are set up is that there is a nut that screws from the inside out, and there are threads here. So there are no threads, even if I was to reuse the old nut, there are no threads for it to screw into. And it's still gonna work, and I'll show you what I picked up for that. So this is what I picked up. I picked up locking washers, normal washer, just a Phillips head bolt. This is stainless, and these are zinc, so they're not gonna rust. They are not black, so that would stick out. And literally all I'm gonna do, guys, is once this is screwed in, I'm gonna Loctite it, or actually I'm not gonna Loctite it because it has the nylon locking nut, and I'm just gonna sharpen the outside black, and it's gonna work great, guys. And I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. But so you can see very clearly the stainless right here, and I'm just gonna sharpen right over it. But it cleans up the look a whole lot more. It looks a little goofy, but I think it really kind of slims everything down. I think it looks a whole lot better than the stock indicators on this. So let's reassemble this and show you what it looks like. Before I attach all of it together, let's make sure that these blinkers are wired properly. Let's see, that's left. This is upside down right now. Right is also hooked up. I really like the color on these, this amber color. That's sick. Let's put everything back together now. Well, listen, guys, didn't I just get a lesson in if it's not screwing in, don't force it. I just broke a thread off into the frame. That would have been it just would have been embarrassing if I had to go to a mechanic shop for them to get that out. So one of these lower end connection points right here, I cross-threaded it. Didn't realize I cross-threaded it, and it was not good. Snapped right in half, and I ended up going in. My channel locks weren't gripping on it. I didn't film this because I was panicking so hard. I ended up going in with a file and flattening down two sides so I could get a good grip on it with my wrench right here, and luckily I was able to get it loose. That being said, I have to now run to Harbor Freight and get a thread chaser. I had every other bolt back on for this fender right here. It was that one bolt that was misaligned. It cost me time. It's going to cost me 20 bucks to get this thread chaser over at Harbor Freight. Hopefully they have it. Then finally, we can move on to the front. I'm not mechanically inclined. I have some more mechanic-ish videos planned for the near future, and I'm terrified. Every project I take on, I tried doing this yesterday briefly. I had 2 hours to spare. That was a mistake. I got 20 minutes in and realized I didn't have the parts that I needed, which are these parts right here. So I am going to leave this all right here and run to Harbor Freight, and I'll be back in a sec. All right, well, picked up the die set, and this die set's too wide. It's too wide. Oh my god, guys. This is so frustrating. You see that? What am I doing? I seriously just lost that. About to start breaking stuff. Well, guys, listen, this would be hilarious if it wasn't so fucking frustrating. Magnet, anyone? I got it. I got it, don't worry. No, you guys are worried. Put something there to prevent that from happening again, hopefully. And just encourage it to fall somewhere else it's not supposed to. I don't know what else to do. Maybe this is what you use? Looks like they have a tool for that. Isn't that interesting? Well, I'm either doing a good job or I'm making it a whole lot worse. I had to get new bolts, so I just got zinc-coated bolts and a washer. These are M6 1.0, not 0.75. Don't know what that means. Guess there's different thread pitches similar to like fine and coarse and standard. Snugging down much better. And now because these are zinc coated, I'm just gonna keep an eye on these and make sure that they don't start rusting. If they do start rusting, I'll just take them out and replace them. I just didn't want this thing out for the count. Maybe it'll be entertaining to see me kind of break all of my machines while I work on them. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this content. Oh my goodness, I can't tell you how frustrated I am. This was not fun, but I think it looks sick. The little dongles right there. Is it worth the effort? You guys let me know. All right, so I taped this together so it could go over here, away. And again, let's test that one more time. Hey, left blinker, right blinker, left blinker, right blinker. Let's see hazards. Hazards. Hell yeah. Let's go to the front. Get a brand new set because keep losing crap. All right, so this is also a 6 metric. And this blinker assembly is hooked up on the inside of this right here. So let's pray I don't mess this up either. And they mark all these bolts to make sure you don't mess with them. Sorry. Keep these. Handy dandy zipper pocket. And there is one more screw on the bottom. I'm assuming also a 6. It is not a 6. Nope, they want you to, I want to psych you out there. That's fun. Maybe I didn't need to take this off. Maybe I just needed to undo this. It's so tiny. 4.5 for the 24 Triumph head, guys. Make sure to scratch up all your plastic while you're doing it. Just pop off. Help if I Googled this. Just needed to shimmy it a little. And those connectors are right there. Super simple. I'm gonna show you up close. So those right there are the connectors in the back. Just 1 and 1, 1 and 1. And yeah, I'm just gonna do one light at a time so I don't get them mixed up. Let's see what that looks like. Oh my god, guys. Well, I'm even more of an idiot. And you wanna know why? Because Brogue Motorcycles did include the mounting hardware. They also use, it looks like, a nylon hex nut. So that's what I'm gonna use. That's such a shame because Phillips head really looks terrible outside. There's just no chance in hell I'm taking that rear tail light again anytime soon. Oh my goodness. I'm so dumb. Let's see if blinkers work. Right blinker. Oh, left blinker isn't plugged in yet. That makes sense. Alright, let's try that again. Hazards. Ayo, look at that. Bada bing, bada boom. Guys, the headlight twists on and off. That's what it is. Twist it. Yet again. I'm an idiot. And here we have it. So I'm going to show you guys the before one more time. So this is what the bike looked like about 2 weeks ago at this point when we first picked it up. The stock muffler was super big and weird and it sounded like a scooter. I didn't record what it sounded like for you guys, but I have a Vespa which we're going to be working on very soon, and it sounded about as lame as the 150cc Vespa that I have. So these stock pipes, we now have these slash cut straight pipes from Total Triumph. We got rid of the kind of bug eye looking stock mirrors and got these bar end mirrors here. The second biggest noticeable one other than these slash cut pipes is the fender delete. So we installed the tail tidy, which deleted that big ugly plastic piece that stuck out the back. We also swapped it out with a Euro standard brake light, which is actually on this plastic fender, and then we swapped out for some aftermarket blinkers, both front and rear, that just sit a little bit closer and look a little bit neater on this back here. That's all we did to this bike, guys. If I wasn't the one doing this, it really could have been done all in one afternoon. If you didn't care about deleting the cat and posting it on the internet, then you wouldn't have had to track down a pre-24 pipes with the cat on it and get it retuned. I just don't want to break the law on YouTube. Bar and mirrors, everything really could have been done in just a couple of hours. Even the install, from what I see of the standard, is pretty simple. Just a few bolts and it goes right up. Let me know what you guys would have done differently if this was your bike. This is a 2024 Triumph Scrambler 1200X. If you guys have this bike and have done anything to it different or similar, let me know in the comments below. If you liked what you saw, I'd really appreciate if you press that like button and subscribe. I do a whole lot of different type of content. For the summer, I've been doing a lot of outdoor gardening stuff, but over the winter, we're going to be doing a whole bunch more mechanic stuff like that. We have some big plans for the 2022 Vespa Primavera 150 that I have. We're going to be doing some fun stuff to that over this winter as well. So be sure to subscribe to see that stuff coming out. I really appreciate you guys getting this far in the video, and I'll catch you on the next one.